New version, new breeder, 1.14.4 Minecraft. This is all you need in 1.14.4 to get villagers. You need 4 beds for every pair, and then you need a place over here for the villagers to stand. With the blocks 2 across, the babies never make it to the bed. Put your villagers over here, and then feed them. If it's the right time of day, which basically is any time of day, they'll start with the hearts, and somebody has a baby. Love is in the air. Da, 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 da. There we go. And lots of times he hops right out. This hopper is in case there's food dropped, which in this case there wasn't any to drop, and I've got water in one corner that pushes the baby to the corner where I have my pickup system. This is Frillia's system. I'll have a link in the description to that. And it picks up the baby. Dispenses a new cart, that then the new cart waits for the next baby to be born. And then that goes to wherever it is you need babies. You could do any kind of pickup system you wanted. You don't even have to have this water. The only trick is if the babies are going to wait, you have to have it 4 blocks below the beds, because that's the height at which the babies lose their beds during the night. During the time when they can sleep and you can't sleep, they forget where their beds are. Now let's look at just a couple of things about breeding that have changed. Here's the first thing, and I don't know when this happened, but villagers now only have 4 inventory slots. Let's just give them all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks of bread. Oh, he's not picking up one. What's the deal? So see that my inventory is empty. He's standing right on it. Let's go in there. See, he didn't pick up that 5th stack. So 4 stacks of inventory. So that's a little bit different because I remember 8. This is, of course, applies to farming and all the things. 4 stacks of inventory. I've got FACS Data Pack that shows us that their inventory has 3 bread. They're in the mood to breed, but they don't have any beds. So what happens to the food? Boom, they're angry. They have no inventory. They will use all of their food. If their food is unbalanced, one will share food with the other one until they have used all of the food that either one of them has down to a level where they can't have any more babies or they don't want to share anymore. And then there's no more food sharing. And this is the trick we use to get ourselves some hungry villagers. Now here's a system you could use to get hungry villagers. It has 2 despawn timers. One triggers the other one so that it's in a loop, 10 minutes per system. Each one powers one of the rails that sends the villagers towards each other, or the one that sends the villagers away from each other. And then one of those, oh, here, look, we've got hearts happening. Hearts, hearts, hearts. That's the whole goal of this. A baby's born. See, nobody throws him any food. Doesn't matter that he walked back there. He's going to want to go get on the bed, jump on the bed. Oh, and he's dropped 4 blocks down. Works just like the other breeder. Now, one thing to note, this back despawn timer also triggers the carrot feeder. Let's go down and see that timer real quick. Up in the back, there's one despawn timer with an item on it. It's going to drop and change to the other pressure plate. And when that does, it triggers this red stone block, which is the trigger for the carrots, which you can hear. So now let's go up on the top real quick, and we see that the despawn timer triggers that redstone block, which triggers the comparator timers then the observer clocks dispense exactly 12 carrots. It's simple. And at the same time, the villagers are sent to get their carrots. Is this a little more complicated than you'd like to get hungry villagers? Yeah, me too. Let's try something simpler. So what we're going to do is pretend that we don't know how much food either of these guys have. In reality, one of them has no food, one of them has 50 pieces of bread, and we've taken the beds away. That's important. There's no beds anywhere that they can get to. And then we're going to allow them to see each other. And this guy immediately starts throwing bread to the other one. And it's like, oh, they can breed, except they don't have beds. So what happens? They're going to burn through all this food, being angry about not having beds. When you decide to do this, break your beds, then give each villager, each of your 2 villagers, enough food to make a baby, and let them see each other. If you don't see the red hearts at that point, then you know that it's not the right time during the cool down schedule for the babies to be born, so this little test won't work. So give them enough food to do one, and then let them continue until there's no hearts, no anger, no throwing of food, and then you can proceed with making some perfectly hungry babies. So what you do is you replace your beds. 1, 2, 3, 4. You give each of your guys exactly the right amount of food. 3 for you. 2, 3. 3 for you. 1, 2, 3. Then you let them see each other. And you wait for the action. And that's all there is to it. You do this, you repeat this for however many hungry babies you need, and then you go back to breeding the normal way. You can leave this in here, take it out, whatever. That's all there is to it. Just careful monitoring of how much food the villagers get, and you get hungry babies. Can you hook this up to an automatic feeding system? Yes. Yes, you can. But just know that the way that the math works out, you can get 85 villagers by just feeding these 2 guys full inventory one time. It will take 40 Minecraft days for them to use all of that food. So decide if it's worth your time to do that. If you're technical and you've got to do everything the most efficient way, by all means. If you just want some villagers, here you go. I hope my real 1.14.4 villager breeder helps you get your babies, and you can get them hungry if you need to. It's super simple, and I hope you enjoyed my Rube Goldberg villager breeder. And I should have added a furnace minecart. That would have made it perfect. Oh well. Thanks for watching. This has been Grandma.